Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be with you this afternoon. As Mary said, I'm Melonie Parker, and I currently serve as the Director of Human Resources for the Undersea Systems line of business in the Mission Systems and Training business area at Lockheed Martin Corporation. But first, let me offer congratulations for the 35 years of building access, equity, and diversity through the efforts of the National Alliance of Partnerships in Equity. Thank you for what you do every day. You make a difference every day. And here's my applause. In the midst of great pressure and tremendous stress, in the midst of tough economic times and shrinking budgets, you make the difference one child at a time. Thank you. Educators and businesses need to continue to work together to collaborate to build successful partnerships that reach one child at a time, advancing NAEP's vision that every person is able to fulfill his or her potential through equal access to and equity in educational options that lead to the entire spectrum of career choices. And when I got in here this morning before the luncheon started, I was able to go and walk through the wall and look where we're at, and I was saying to the ladies over here, and I said, you know, today is Equal Pay Day. What a great day to have this luncheon and celebrate the work and, you know, the equal access and the equity and diversity, and it's a tremendous opportunity to be able to impact lives, especially when you're looking at that, you know, one life at a time. Through my work as a human resources professional, I've had the opportunity over my last 16 years to support the Lockheed Martin mission to promote a diverse and inclusive workplace, as well as our company's efforts to promote STEM advancement for women and minorities. Lockheed Martin's STEM objective is really to build a robust pipeline to expand our engineering candidate pool, and our corporation has implemented a comprehensive coordinated strategy focused across all of the STEM areas. And we were just talking over here too about, you know, in addition to STEM, now we have STEAM, where we're looking at the arts component and how so many of the careers that we have today, really it's a perfect blend of art and science. And I was saying, even in my role as a human resources professional, compensation as an example, there's the science of salary analysis and how we pay to reward, attract, and motivate our people. But there's the art side of that as well. And so, you know, very excited about the growth that we're continuing to see as we educate our students and help them find our high skill, high wage paying jobs and how we're preparing them to do that. Lockheed Martin's mission really includes creating a greater awareness of Lockheed Martin as a STEM leader and engaging Lockheed Martin employees as STEM ambassadors within their corporation, so you're able to see our Lockheed Martin employees in your local communities. And our corporation's overall diversity mission is to embrace the diverse talents and perspectives of our people to power innovation and business success. We focus on talent, the work environment, culture, and our community and our university partnerships. I was really excited when I walked in this morning and I saw the workshop on micro messaging, and we've done work at Lockheed Martin, especially in the area of diversity and inclusion, with micro inequities and micro messaging, and we've worked hard to train our leaders to check their own biases and to make sure as they're sending messages both verbally and non-verbally that they're very conscious of that and how that messaging may come across, and the micro messaging as well. So it's really excited to see that. We focus, you know, our STEM initiatives. Really, we're working to embed that in all aspects of our diversity and inclusion work. So I wanted to share two personal stories with you today. So one story is about promise and possibility, and the other story is a story about hope. So I'm the youngest of two children, and I learned at a very early age the importance of education and hard work. So I am a native of High Point, North Carolina, and I grew up in the furniture. Awesome. You know, can't go anywhere without meeting one. It's great. So I grew up in the furniture capital of the world. The furniture market is going on right now. And High Point, for those of you that don't know, is located in the Piedmont region of the state, and it attracts 100,000 exhibitors and buyers from around the world. It was also a part of the racist South in the 1960s and 70s when I was growing up. And although racism existed in my daily living and interactions, the community that I grew up in was a very supportive environment, and it included a strong sense of family, of faith, and a commitment to excellence. And from an early age, I was told that I needed to be better, and that meant smarter, faster, stronger than my peers to be able to compete on the same playing field as an equal player. And in addition to my parents, my grandparents, and my older brother, I had a host of community leaders and neighbors that provided additional parenting, coaching, and mentoring, not just to me, but to all of the children in the community. And I grew up in a segregated neighborhood that included maids, there were factory workers, teachers, ministers, and other community figures and leaders. And my mother was the first African-American bank teller in High Point, and my father worked as a milk delivery man and later as a factory worker. And when I was in kindergarten, and people would tease me, and they would say, "Your dad is the milkman." My dad really was the milkman. And my brother and I, we are first-generation college graduates. So my parents really helped prepare me for the future by ensuring that I attended integrated activities at our local YMCA, and I also joined clubs and I played on sports teams that afforded me the interaction and the friendships with peers from different cultures. I also enjoyed speaking in public at a very early age in Girl Scouts and in church, and I was given numerous opportunities to speak at different events in school, in church, and throughout the community. I've also always loved to sing, and often during challenging and difficult life circumstances, I keep a song in my heart as encouragement. And I still remember the songs that I learned as a child, and they keep me encouraged even today. And I was listening to the video, and you know, boy, those are words you can really keep going and keep as encouragement as you're looking at each child and you're walking in that classroom and you're helping to encourage and motivate. But my favorite is "I Am a Promise." So I don't know who remembers that song, but the words say, "I am a promise, I am a possibility. I am a promise with a capital P. I am a great big bundle of potentiality. And I am learning to hear my voice, and I am trying to make the right choice. And I can be anything, anything I want to be." And those were the words that I learned growing up, and those were the words that I keep with me. And a few years ago, I started a ministry for young girls at my church called the Buds of Promise, but it was based on, you know, that song and really being able to sing to myself that I am a promise. So over the years, I have balanced raising 3 children as a single mom, working full-time, and receiving an education in addition to advancing community service in local organizations and my church. My mantra is, to whom much is given, much is required. And giving back to the community and advancing affirmative action provides encouragement for my soul, and it also provides the fuel to help me achieve higher levels of excellence. My second story is a story about hope. So my brother Melvin is a teacher's assistant at an elementary school in Charlotte, North Carolina. He's 6'3", so he's often called upon to help with the children that don't sit nicely in their chairs in the classroom. So this school is in an established neighborhood in Charlotte, and its student population is about 25% minority. So over the last 3 years, my brother has mentored twin boys, and their names are Dennis and Desmond. And I have twin sons, Trevor and Travis, so anything with the twins just tugs at my heart. But Dennis and Desmond, they're African-American children. They live in a low-income neighborhood in Charlotte, and they take the school bus to a wealthy school district, and they live in a single parent home, and they have 3 other siblings, and they're the oldest sibling, and mom is on drugs, so mom's in and out of the home. But Dennis and Desmond, they routinely engage in fights at school, and I'm always, what did Dennis do today? Well, did Desmond do anything? What was he doing when Dennis was doing it? So, you know, they unfortunately, they steal things from other children at school. One of the boys recently, my brother was telling me, stole $5 from the teacher's purse. They come to school smelly, in need of a bath. Their clothes are usually dirty, and their tennis shoes are raggedy. And we know if you're not in a uniform school, tennis shoes are very important. Dennis told my brother that his mom didn't have enough detergent to wash their clothes because she has to wash their baby sister's clothes. And last week, Desmond asked my brother, he said, could you bring me a bologna sandwich to school? He just wanted a bologna sandwich. So these young men, they don't come prepared to school to learn. Before they're able to learn, there's a lot that needs to happen before they're able to sit down with the other children and they're ready to learn and they have that level of readiness. So what's very impressive is the school staff has really banded together to help Dennis and Desmond in their preparation for learning. So the janitor has taken these young men to get haircuts on a Saturday on his own time. The teacher allows them to wash before school starts. So they have a box at the school, and in the box there's deodorant, there's soap, there's toothbrush, and there's a comb. And their teacher routinely gives Desmond and Dennis clothes they have a volunteer clothes closet at school. So they're able to go get clothes from the closet, and this teacher will take their clothes home and she washes them. And school staff recently purchased some K-Swiss tennis shoes for the twins, and my brother said that one of them leaves his new shoes at school and he wears his raggedy shoes home every day. And at home, they help out by babysitting their baby sister when mom's out. And they have to change diapers, they help change baby's clothes, and their younger sister started at their school this year. And I point all of that out to say, the staff at this school is making a difference in the lives of these 3 children. They are filling in the gaps, and it takes a village to provide equal access and equity, and we're stronger together. And it's no longer that we're going into a lot of schools and we're just providing academic education. We're ministering really to the whole student. And so, you know, as I think about Dennis and Desmond, I think about a couple of questions of, you know, how do these students become economically advantaged? How will Desmond and Dennis and their sister and their other siblings, how will they contribute to their communities? What will these students need to know in order to be prepared for entry-level college courses? And how do you teach them to be confident young men and young women that will ultimately contribute to society? So we need partnerships with educators and corporate America to develop strategies that include assistance to schools with curriculum design, with faculty trainer programs, technical assistance, guest speakers, our student field visits, in-kind equipment donations, program funding, and employment through student internships. And we need to enlist our corporate volunteers to provide support to our local schools. In my business, which is located out of Manassas, Virginia, we support robotics programs in most of the schools in Prince William County, Virginia, including at the community college level. Our employees are committed to the community, and last year they donated over 16,000 collective volunteer hours. And additionally, last year our employees gave around $1 million in charitable giving last year. And you know, it is imperative that we continue to forge these strong partnerships and we continue our efforts to prepare our students for high-skill, high-wage career opportunities in the technical and the STEM fields. And I'd like to end the day with a quote by Theodore Roosevelt, and you may know it because Brene Brown recently started using this quote in her work on vulnerability and daring greatly, but it is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming. But who does actually strive to do the deeds? Who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. Thank you.